You've changed jobs a few times over the years, been through a few relationships, travelled to a fair number of places, read a fair number of books, laid out on paper. The resume looks rich. Stop for a second and ask yourself something honest. How many of those experiences actually made you a different person? Most people pause here and realize the list is shorter than they expected. You might remember the timing, the location, the exact words of the conversation, even small vivid details. But if you check honestly, the person who walked out of that experience and the person who walked into it are the same person. Same way of judging things, same reactions, same words coming out of your mouth. The next time something similar happens, the event happened, you were there for it, but somehow you never actually went through anything. It turns out having a lot of experiences and being changed by a lot of experiences were never the same equation. We just got used to conflating them, as if enough accumulated stories would automatically make someone different. There's a concept called liminal, the in-between state, where you're no longer who you were, but haven't yet become who you'll be. You're suspended in the middle, belonging to neither side. Almost every moment that has ever genuinely reshaped a person looks like this. A breakup that kept you up all night replaying every sentence. A failure so total it made you doubt the very standards you'd used to judge the world. A goodbye you thought you'd moved past until one small detail pulled you right back into it. These moments share one thing: they hurt. Not as an unfortunate side effect you have to tolerate on the way to becoming someone new. Something you push through and then it's over. It runs the other way. Without that pain, the transformation simply doesn't happen. The pain isn't the toll you pay to get to the other side. The pain is the shape of the door. So if you look back at the things you've experienced over the years and find you slid through almost every one of them unscathed, don't rush to feel relieved. Feeling no pain probably wasn't good luck, wasn't dodging something bad. More likely, you never actually walked through the door. You stood at the threshold, glanced inside, decided it didn't look great, and turned around. Later, when you told someone about it, your tone was calm, even a little detached, and you took that calm as proof you'd made it through. In fact, that very calm is proof you never went in at all. For most of human history, life was essentially a series of doors you had no choice but to pass through in pain. Being born is a door. Coming of age is a door. Entering a relationship that demands real investment is a door. Losing someone close to you is a door. You had no option but to be the kind of creature that lived on the threshold, absorbing the pain of crossing it again and again. That pain was practically the texture of being alive. Now we've turned ourselves into something else. Tourists. The defining trait of a tourist has never been visiting few places. Quite the opposite. Tourists often go to many places, take plenty of photos, collect plenty of memorable moments. What actually defines a tourist is this: no matter how many places they visit, they come back completely intact. You can go through a breakup and emotionally have almost no scar left and move quickly into the next one, in more or less the same pattern. You can go through a total failure and quickly file it away using some ready-made, mature-sounding explanation without ever letting it truly move anything in you. You can read 100 books, walk through unfamiliar cities, see ways of living entirely unlike your own, and come home still exactly the same familiar self, not moved an inch. On the surface, your life looks rich, long resume, plenty of stories. But there might be a hidden thread running through all of them that you've never noticed. In every single story, you came out unscathed. If this were just no change, it would be a kind of loss, a bit of a regrettable waste, nothing more. What's actually unsettling is that our era has quietly repackaged this unscathed-ness into something worth showing off. I got over it fast. That really didn't affect me much. I don't let things get to me. You've probably said these things about yourself or had someone praise you for them. They're usually treated as proof of emotional stability, of maturity, of inner strength, as if the more smoothly a person sails through storms, the more solid their foundation must be. But if transformation only happens through pain, then the better someone is at passing through everything unscathed, the less anything has actually shaken them. We've been treating immunity from harm as strength, but the thing that actually deserves the word strong might be the opposite. The willingness to let something genuinely wound you, genuinely break part of what you were, genuinely leave you unable to go back to who you used to be. Someone who never gets hurt isn't necessarily stronger. They might just be emptier. And because that emptiness looks smooth, presentable, unscathed, it's the hardest kind to ever notice in yourself. You might even feel a quiet pride in being unscathed, with no idea that pride is exactly the evidence that you haven't really lived these past years at all. So look back at the places you've been, the things you've been through. Which one did you walk out of carrying real pain and actually walked out of? If you can't think of a single one, it's probably not because your life has been unusually smooth. It's because you've gotten very good at being someone who stays unscathed. And staying unscathed was never luck. It's that you never actually crossed the door.